हम्म। आगे कितना झुक सकते हैं दिखाओ। आगे झुको। झुको झुको।
इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होगा।
इससे ज़्यादा नहीं होगा। फिर दोबारा झुको। ठीक है, साइड में मुड़ो। साइड में कितना झुक सकते हो वैसे? यहाँ पे जाओ, चलते जाओ। हाँ, थोड़ी टांगे लंबी करने की कोशिश करो। हाँ। Welcome guys, back to the Excel Plus. I'm Dr. Jitu Mishra and my colleague Dr. Rehan is here. First, previous video में हमने show किया कि what is the difference between the keto diet, vegan diet, and the second video we talked about the diabetic type 2 जिसमें इंसुलिन प्रोडक्शन कम होता है, यूजुअली यही मिथ थे, और कैसे कार्बोहाइड्रेट और ज़्यादा बॉडी में जाता है और इंसुलिन लेवल्स उनके साथ बाइंड नहीं कर पाते एंड प्रॉब्लम कीप ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. In this episode we're going to discuss is the difficulties that type 2 diabetic patients usually feel. I wouldn't say patients anymore because they may be at borderline, they may be at a little higher range in the sugar levels, or they may be having symptoms of hypoglycemia also. पहले तो हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया थोड़ा सा डिस्कस करके बताएंगे कि हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया क्या होता है.
हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया इट्स अ कंडीशन जिसमें ब्लड ग्लूकोज लेवल जो है वो कम हो जाता है बॉडी के अंदर, और
कि कमजोरी आने लग जाती है, डिजीनेस होने लग जाते हैं.
राइट.
और यूजुअली ज्यादातर केसेस में ये पोस्ट एक्सरसाइज मिलता है जब उनको न्यूट्रिशन नहीं मिलता है, और या उन्होंने जब डाइट एक्सरसाइज काफी ज्यादा की हो और रात को लेट मॉर्निंग में आफ्टर 2 o'clock 4 बजे के आसपास they feel tremors in their body, they feel loss of sensation, loss of control. These are the few symptoms, and they may go into a kind of a state which can be compared with the paralysis, जहाँ पे उनके हाथ पाँव चलना बंद हो जाते हैं. These are all the symptoms of hypoglycemia. एक चीज और डिस्कस करना चाहूँगा कि इस फेज को ट्रीट करने के लिए कोई भी प्रोलॉन्ग पेशेंट है वो जानता है कैसे इजीली ट्रीट कर सकते हैं. ऑल दे नीड इज अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ शुगर अराउंड. They can use cold drink, which is a liquid form of sugar, or a chocolate, and they just need to eat it. Within few minutes, in 10-15 minutes, they'll be absolutely fine. And next is hyperglycemia.
हाइपोग्लाइसीमिया जिसमें कि ब्लड ग्लूकोज लेवल जो है वो बढ़ जाता है.
यानी कि it goes beyond the range which is 120. It goes up to 140, 60, 80. 200.
But you know what? Latest research they are proving कि 150 तक it's not considered as diabetes.
हाँ, so क्या है, फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनीज अपनी रेंजेस बढ़ाते रहेंगे,
Right.
ना? People will keep suffering, but जो रेंजेस 50-60 साल पहले सेट की गई थी वो ओवर अ पीरियड इंक्रीज होती रहेगी. More researchers will keep coming, but that's not the end to the problem. The end is to live a healthy life. Why we are discussing is कि हमारे viewers, हमारी population, हमारे brothers, हमारे sisters कैसे pain free healthy lifestyle जी सकें. So type 2 diabetes में और body builders में क्या क्या usually problem आती है, उसमें एक hyperglycemia है, glycation एक ऐसी state होती है जिसमें glucose attachment to the protein हो जाता है because it doesn't bind to the carbohydrate is stored as a fat. Glycation also happens in the muscle tissue. Glycation, because of glycation the joint gets affected, और हम सब जानते हैं कि diabetic patients के joints कितने stiff रहते हैं, उनकी range of mobility नहीं रहती
They have got lack of range of motion.
अगर उनको आप complete squat या Indian toilet position में बिठाएंगे तो they'll probably will not be able to sit.
Right.
And they'll end up in a lot of pain. Next is decrease in joint mobility which happens. इसका एग्जांपल हम दे सकते हैं कि अगर डायबिटिक पेशेंट किसी दिन बाइसेप्स का वर्कआउट करता है तो over the next 2-3 days his mobility will reduce further,
Right.
and they are prone to the injuries in their muscles
Right.
because they don't have ample of glucose which could be utilized for the recovery. Same goes if they do the lot of leg exercises, they will have restricted mobility over a period. Or जब next week या end of the weekend they repeat the same exercise, they will not be able to perform. तो हम यही सारी चीजें डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि कैसे आप इन सब इंजरीज को मिनिमाइज कर सकते हैं, किस तरह से आप अपनी एक्सरसाइज को फ्रीली दोबारा रिपीट कर सकते हैं. बॉडी बिल्डिंग का क्रेज ओवर ए पीरियड इंक्रीज हुआ है. ऐसा नहीं है कि प्रीवियस 20-30 years पहले नहीं था. Of course the revolution was taken wow by the when the Arnold came into the profession, when the other profession starts coming, but in the 20th century it is at peak. And all my patients, we get ample of patients, maximum patients who get such and they turn to us. Recently at our practice we have seen that a lot of people comes with the shoulder pain, restricted mobility, and when we ask them to get their glucose level checked, either they are borderline or they are resistant to the insulin, and then we change their diet, we change their form of the exercise. इसमें हम उनको कईयों को केबल एक्सरसाइज पे ज़्यादा डालते हैं because the mobility of the joint can be increased better. अगर वो काफ़ी young है तो I would say that they should spend a very long time on the cable exercise, which is a closed chain exercises. Range of motion should be their focus. Lifting too much weight should not be focus, and a proper healthy diet is needed. So of course we have mentioned that carbohydrate is no. Supplements, what everybody takes is no to the insulin resistance patients, or any form of a glucose drinks should not be taken. This is the best way of taking glucose drink for the diabetic patients can be just a liter of a bottle with 2 spoon or 1 spoon of glucose in it, that to be taken gradually over a 1 hour of the exercise. Don't try and increase more glucose to your diet. 10% of the glucose, what is considered to be healthy, it replenishes your glucose which are deprived during the exercise, and don't go on to taking the BCAAs or any other form. As most of the bodybuilders prefer to take caffeine, the diabetic patient should not be taking caffeine. Caffeine increases the adrenaline in the body and it turns into cortisol. So cortisol is a stress hormone. Their fat burning process goes slower, and they will have a hyperglycemic state in their body. So they should be avoiding the caffeine intake before the exercise, or either way also. Even if they are not exercising, they should not be having caffeine. Similarly, a lot of other supplements should be avoided, which will increase their cortisol production in the body, and the recovery will be hampered. डॉक्टर रेहान, आप स्पेसिफिकली कोई चीज़ हमारे व्यूअर्स को बताना चाहेंगे जो उनको याद रखनी चाहिए?
So there are very basic things which जो कि सभी को पता होती है. एक तो healthy eating, lifestyle हमारा, plus sleep patterns हमारे, stress. These are the factors that contribute to diabetes. So ये सारी चीज़ें. It's
a lifestyle disorder.
It's a lifestyle disorder, right?
It can be cured, it can be dealt, it can be controlled.
It can be managed, right?
Yes, and I would also like to mention, my dear friends, there's the insulin. I always say is a blessing in disguise, which I thought always, but insulin in bodybuilders has proven to be of no use, especially people who have been non-diabetic and they use it in their different forms of cycle for the building of the muscles. The present and the recent researches shows that they have helped in building any muscle. And similarly, people who are diabetic, they may be taking insulin as a injectable form. They may be taking some tablets. So when you start exercising, your dose will go up and down. So keep monitoring, and you should also monitor your glucose levels during the exercise, whether it goes up, goes down, and what all things you need to be taking care. And because you will be restricted from taking carbohydrates, your recovery source should be from the plants, is vegetables. Maximum vegetables should be part of your diet, and diabetic youngsters should be taking diet on every 3-4 hour basis, which should be rich in antioxidant. Antioxidant could be a glass of fresh juice, and all the juices doesn't have more than a couple of percentage of the sugar should not be bothering you as compared to the other canned processed.
Right.
And diabetic patients should never be taking any form of processed food, yeah, you know, pizzas, burgers, fries should not be taken. Neither the non-diabetic, you know, वो तो सबके लिए गंदा है, लेकिन diabetics को तो बिल्कुल नहीं लेना चाहिए. And there are a lot of myths floating around in the societies about the diabetic and the exercise and the bodybuilders. We have seen various international to the national bodybuilders have been diabetic and they have proven everything wrong. And we have a lot of international cricketers in India. Our nationality is not the Indian; it is a cricket nationality. So we all prefer to be named as cricketing nation. So a lot of players turn out to be diabetic, but diabetes should not stop you from playing or performing sports activity as long as
And
you.
it's a complete myth that diabetic people can't have a good body and they can't go in bodybuilding.
Yes, but एक जो myth काफी ज़्यादा revolve करता है diabetics में कि they have a added advantage because they take insulin. ऐसा भी कुछ नहीं है कि diabetic होने से आपकी अच्छी body बनेगी. ये कुछ नहीं है because you may tend to lose more muscles comparatively to the non-diabetic, so you will be on a leaner side, you will be on a hyperglycemic side, so you need to take a lot of nutrition. Insulin doesn't help to transport your nutrition into your blood vessels. The recovery is delayed, so one need to be careful with the diet. And viewers will be very happy to give you all the information which are required in day-to-day activities. We run a professional clinic which is chiropractic and physiotherapy center at A289 Defense Colony. And guys, please help us by subscribing our channel. Press the like button. And we don't know much about. We keep reading, we keep researching. But the diabetic exercise has been my passion all my life. I've been a sportsman myself, and when I couldn't run in my early years of college life, that's why I got explored to the gymming. And since then I've been exercising. I used to have I used to follow like whatever people does it now these days. I stopped all that in 2005. I do exercise, I do run, I keep a balanced diet, but I don't go to the extreme ends. We are no to any kinds of steroids. Steroids are killers. People do die of the steroids. Bulking up is no good fun. Bulking up will never help you. Leaning up, keeping a moderate physique is fine, the way your grandfather lived for 80, 90, 100 years. We should try and lead that healthy life for the rest of our life rather than living a short-term life. And steroids, we know how the steroids are used in the cancer patients. They change your complete, mood. They elevate you. And this is very temporary. It's like a nuclear bomb which shoots up in our body and you feel, wow, you can do and lift everything, which doesn't last long. It goes down with the time. So don't get amazed by steroids. Yes. So they are professional people. They are professional, experienced, knowledgeable people. They know the dosage. They know the pros and cons. And but end of the day, the system gets shocked, and everybody needs to get through a lot of surgeries. If our Indian youngsters are thinking about taking up a profession, you need to be financially very strong behind these things. Thanks, viewers. Keep watching us. We'll be up and above to share more and more information. Thank you.